And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Giangelo's and another episode of the South Range Raiders Show with David Rock, the Coach's Corner. Once a week we meet here, and ladies and gentlemen, what a week we had for the South Range Raiders. It was David versus Goliath, quite literally, and David comes out once again. I mean, the people still, after everything that has been done, and I get it, like Poland comes in, they're undefeated. There's a lot of hype around them. There's a lot of people excited about them, as they should be. But here comes the defending, undisputed champions into Poland, and you walk out with a 21-7 victory. Going into that game, this has quickly turned into a rivalry game, if not the rivalry game in the NE8. Talk to me about your guys going in, the mindset as underdogs for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I think, we knew going into it that we were going to be in an old school Northeast State game. Just the way stylistically what they do. They're trying to run the ball at you. They're trying to play great defense and stop the run. And we knew that first downs were going to be hard to come by, and that we were going to have to scratch and claw to try to extend drives. And I think defensively, we knew going into it, the kind of challenge we were up against.
Yeah.
Really, really big and good up front and well coached. So I think our kids were excited for the challenge. And, I think, because we're winning games a little bit differently than what we've done in the past, I think it's a lot easier for people to say, well, we don't have this or we don't have that. But the truth is we have a group that I think expects to win and prepared that way. I
mean, typically, historically, this is a matchup that this is a high scoring matchup. You know what I mean? You look at that. Is the counter over there?
Yeah.
And he's talking about it. He's going to analyze it. He's going to watch tape. Now he's going to turn around like he's not listening.
Distracted me the whole time too, right?
Typically, it's a high-scoring game. Yeah. And as a defensive coordinator, that a one-time defensive coordinator, that's got to drive you nuts. But this one kind of got back to, 21-7, not exactly high-scoring. Both teams put 28 points on the board, so kind of average. But we're used to seeing this being a Wild Wild West shootout. What did you see? What was the feel from the game planning and from the offensive and defensive side of the ball as this one progressed?
I felt like both teams were trying to slow the game down as much as they could from an offensive perspective. I think both teams were really committed to trying to develop some run game success. And, looking back afterwards, I was surprised. I think they threw the ball 25 times.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like that at the time. And I think early on, especially, they were trying to prolong drives and keep the sticks moving. I think we were trying to do the same thing. And because of that, I think it felt like, both teams maybe played a little bit closer to the cuff early. We hit the big ball on the seam early on. But, for the most part, I think it was two teams just trying to scratch and claw for first downs and to control time of possession and play great special teams. And those are the things I think that those are the kind of games you have when you have two good teams.
And so help me out. I'm not a coach. I don't play one on TV. But when you're feeling each other out on that process, right, it's that heavyweight fight, but you're throwing jabs. Is it a situation where you got to wait for it's like a chess match. You got to wait for somebody to move a rook in order to king them or what? I don't know. I've never played chess. But in order to wait out that jab so you can throw a haymaker, is that something that you're waiting for? And is it sometimes you wait too long or you don't wait long enough? How do you feel that out?
I think you always want to start fast, or at least I know we always want to start fast, and
Sure.
We're trying to get the upper hand early and to make teams come and chase us. I think there is probably the element of trying to feel each other out early in terms of, you don't want to make a call early on that's going to cost you a game or put you behind. So I think maybe you played a little bit closer to the cuff early, but I think just as important is to try to get a fast start and try to maybe impose your will and get some things that are able to be sustained throughout the course of the game. So I don't know. I don't know that our game planning or our calling changes throughout the course of a game a whole lot, but you're trying to do the best you can situationally to try to stay on top of things and to give yourself the best chance you can as the game bleeds into the second half.
You got 19 seniors over there that really wanted to beat South Range. You know what I mean? This was circled on their calendar since it was laid out last year. When you are going into that and you know that they are senior heavy and upperclassmen heavy, is that in the back of your mind that it's sitting there like, okay, these guys, they're going to want it a little more? Did you have to pump our guys up any extra knowing that it's the team in blue sitting across the way from you?
I think our kids take a lot of pride in going out and and playing their tails off every week.
Yeah.
I really don't know if it matters who we play. Our guys are going to show up and turn it loose. And I think a lot of that has to do with how hard they work in the off season, and Monday through Thursday. We only get so many guaranteed games.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think our guys really go out and compete at a high level and try to get their money's worth on a Friday night. But I think anytime you're playing a team that has 19 seniors, you know ahead of time you have to be on top of your game and prepared, because they're not going to beat themselves. You're going to have to earn it, and they're going to be prepared. And just like us, I'm sure they're going to want their seniors to play their best ball. And there's a difference. You've been around football long enough. I think you start seeing guys that play like seniors.
Yeah.
Seniors stick out on the film. So anytime you're playing a team that's senior heavy, I think you got work cut out for you, and you're going to have to play at a high level.
Talking to some of the coaches around the area, one of the questions I've been really intrigued in asking is, when do you see your players and the speed of the game slow down? I mean, you've got a lot of underclassmen. Obviously, they've had a few extra games over the last few years to kind of catch up and get some extra reps. But when you look at that, you look at the Boardmans, the Canfields, the Polands even, they had a lot of underclassmen. The game slowed down at some point. I feel like the game slowed down a little bit quicker for South Range this year, maybe week 2, week 3-ish, instead of wait until week 5, 6, 7. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it happens at a different time. Probably for everybody, it's different, from kid to kid. But I agree with you. I think that over the past couple of weeks, it's been more visible or more apparent that the game's starting to slow down for some of our younger guys. And the biggest way I think that you can tell is that you can start seeing guys play more confidently. I go back to Aiden Dominguez last week. I thought he really put a lot of things together. He had a great week. And I think on Friday night, you could really see him playing with more confidence and playing with the ability that we all know he has. But, it just took him a little bit longer to really get to where he's playing confident and fast and loose. But I think it's a little bit different for everybody. But I'm starting to see collectively from all of our guys that the game's starting to slow down, and they're playing a lot more comfortable.
Defense, you got to be thrilled. I mean, 11 hats to the ball every single time, it looked like on Friday. When you see that happening, playing as fast and like you said, as confident as they are, and you're seeing 11 guys to the football, as a defensive guy, that's got to make you just overjoyed. It's got to be like Christmas.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. Coach Mancuso has done a great job.
He's not paying attention.
Of developing a great plan, and I think he's got those guys playing inspired ball. And for me, they're fun to watch. I enjoy watching those guys and watching them fly around and play with emotion and try to get lined up as best they can and to communicate at a high level. I think they take a lot of pride in what they're doing over there, and they work really hard. Going back to Aiden, I know him and Coach Mancuso met multiple times last week, on their own, trying to get a plan together and trying to get him more comfortable. And I think you could see a lot of that showing up on Friday night. So they're fun to watch. And for us to play the style of football we want to play, those guys are going to have to be really good down the stretch.
So I thought he was coming on this.
I was hoping, yeah.
As a coach, when you see the hot hand, right? You talked about Aiden. You see it defensively. Are you trying to build in more plays? Are those conversations you talk about with your coordinators and say, hey, we need to be – this guy's on fire right now. Kind of like basketball, get him the ball.
I think those guys just naturally feel it. And so much of calling defense or offense in a game, I think, is a feel thing and something that, I really do try to stay out of their way as much as I can. Sure. I don't know what they're planning ahead for or what they have coming down the pipeline. And I think especially both Nico and Coach Allegretto, I think, are really good at getting in a rhythm and getting the flow of the game. And the last thing I want to do, or any of us want to do, is to try to take them out of the rhythm. So, but to answer your question, I think both of them are very aware of who's playing well and who's feeling good. So, and they try to get those guys involved and make the biggest impact that they're capable of.
Gerard, this week as we turn the page, another bright light situation from the media. And just like last year, I mean, they seem to circle this one on a yearly basis. Last year was supposed to be very close, didn't turn out to be that way. Gerard obviously has a chip on their shoulder coming into this game, trying to wreck your homecoming. What things do you see with Gerard that you're preparing your guys for this week specifically?
I think it's more of the same. Every year they're really skilled on the perimeter. They do a great job of getting guys in space, and they always have guys that are dangerous once they get the ball in space.
Sure.
So they got a great quarterback, big, strong arm kid that throws it around good. I think he does a great job sitting in the pocket and making some really tough throws, and then also getting the ball out on time, when he has to. So they're a great challenge for us. And, again, it's stylistically, it's kind of what they've done for the past 4 or 5 years. But I think, right now you can kind of see, just like we were talking about, they're playing some older guys now that you can tell they're playing a little bit more freely and with a little bit more confidence.
when you look at homecoming, I mean, you've been a part of this Raider organization going all the way back to your younger years, your freshman all the way up, even before that. Does homecoming, and I mean this with all due respect to any of those homecoming fanatics out there, is homecoming a distraction at any point during this week?
You know what? I don't think so. I think it's a special experience. Again, just like we said, you only get X amount of football games that you're lucky enough to play in your career. I think homecoming is one of those things that's special for kids. So I'm sure they're excited about it, and they also understand, and we've talked about this. Our job is to win the football game. Homecoming is not going to be as much fun if we don't go out and handle our business and win a football game. So they understand the importance of what they're doing. But again, I think it's a special time in someone's life when they're in high school, and I'm sure our guys are excited. I'm excited for them.
That was a great answer.
Thanks.
Great answer. All right, so there's a lot of talk right now about turf and grass. You've played on both of it. I mean, is there a preference at this point? I mean, I feel like turf's come a long, long way from AstroTurf.
Sure.
But, you look at the NFL and they're talking about what it costs to replace $12 million or whatever to replace every turf field in the league. And now all these high schools have invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in these turf fields, and now people want to take it the other way. For you, are you buying that, or is it just another financial thing?
I'm definitely not smart enough to look at the data and the analytics on what's more dangerous, what's more beneficial to players. I would say this: I think that, in my experience, at least, turf has been more beneficial.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the things that people don't talk about as much is when you're talking about the NFL, the grass that they're playing on is not the same quality of grass that we would be practicing on or that we would be playing on. It just costs. I mean, go to a golf course and ask them how much money they spend on maintaining grass and getting it right. So I don't know if I buy that it's a whole lot safer to play on grass, unless you're talking about, the Crew Stadium or Cleveland Brown Stadium where the stuff's manicured and that costs a fortune. So I don't know. I'll tell you this, though, as a football coach, turf is much, much better, I think, just because we're not ending up with mud all over the place. And, it makes things a lot easier. If it's rained or if it's snowing or whatever, it's still easy to get a quality practice. So selfishly, I would say that I'd rather be on turf. But at the end of the day, I think you have to err on the side of, whatever's safest for your players.
I'm kind of with you on that one. I think it's 6 and 1, half a dozen the other at this point. The grass is almost real. You know what I mean?
Right.
From the standpoint of, it still needs replaced every, 10 years or so, something like that. All right, let's take it off the field. In this beautiful restaurant, in this wonderful restaurant in front of all of these people, you get a regular order, or do you take a tour of the menu here at Giangelo's?
You know what? I've had the pizza every time I've been here.
Okay, what's on the pizza?
So I think we had I think it was just standard cheese pizza, mostly because the kids are usually here and they're picky about it. So I've had the cheese, but it's been great. I'm a pretty boring eater anyways. And by boring, I mean I'll eat just about anything. So but we've had the cheese pizza and it's great.
All right. What's the motto for the Raiders this year?
All in.
All in. Can you take me through kind of the select? I know the seniors selected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you take me through kind of what they told you about the all in process?
You know what? It was pretty straightforward and pretty simple for me. I think Cam Carr was the senior that came up to me and said, "Hey, coach, we met as a senior group and we've decided we want to be all in." And he actually told me, he said, we talked to the juniors also, which I thought was really big of the seniors and cool. But he just said, we want it to be all in. Is that okay with you? And I said, yeah, I think it's great. So it was completely on the seniors and juniors, I guess. And I think they did a great job picking. I'm excited about it.
In the spirit of homecoming, let's talk about your threads for your favorite homecoming. Now, my homecoming, we didn't wear suits or ties or anything like that.
Yeah.
We just showed up after the football game and went.
Right.
What was it like for you?
I think I only went to one homecoming.
Really?
I wasn't. You're going to find this hard to believe, but I'm not much of a dancer.
No way.
Yeah, I'm not overly outgoing. So I think I went to one homecoming, and I'm guessing I probably wore like a shirt and tie or something, but I couldn't even tell you what I wore.
I'm going to try to get my hands on that picture,
yeah,
that homecoming picture.
We'll
put it on Friday right before the game.
All right.
You're not much of a dancer?
Not a good one.
What's one song that'll get you up and dance?
You know what? I don't know if this is dancing, but when they play Jump Around at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I'm dancing or jumping, but that gets me pretty pumped up. Like, I want to move around when I hear that.
It's the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
What was the first dance at your wedding? Do you remember that?
Oh, you're going to get me in trouble.
I'm sorry.
It was Bryan Adams. I can sing the song, and I don't know the name of it. Somebody's gonna have to ask my wife.
Everything we do for you.
No,
I don't even know if that's Bryan
know.
Adams.
She's not even paying attention. But
Well,
it's a
then
Bryan
you're safe.
Adams song.
You're safe.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
We'll delete this.
Yeah, don't worry about
Don't
it.
let her be on social or anything.
Yeah.
David Rock, good luck to you against
Hey,
Gerard.
thank you.
Appreciate you
Appreciate
as
it. Thank
always. Good luck. We will see you next.
Heaven. It's heaven.
It's heaven. It's heaven. It's back.
Heaven.
Just like that.
Heaven.
It comes to him like that.
Yeah.
Back with more on the South Range Raiders show right after this.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Zell Bush.
Hi, this is Tom Flynn.
Hi, this is Steve Rossetto.
Hi, this is Ryan Miller.
Hi, this is Rich Sakui from WRS Wealth Advisors.
With our combined 80 years of experience, WRS Wealth Advisors are the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Call 330-965-0370 to learn more about our individual and corporate financial planning services.
Or visit WRSwealth.com.
Go Raiders.
Go Dogs.
Go Cats. Go Dogs. Go Tigers.
You're not waiting to see what the world has in store for you. It's more about what you have in store for the world. All you need is the opportunity. All you need are the resources of a large university and the advantages of a personalized academic setting where you can experience new worlds in the arts and sciences, business, and education and make them your own. We are where you shape your future. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
Nestled here in the beauty and splendor of Mill Creek Metro Parks are two of America's best golf courses, as selected by Golf Week magazine. Ranked number 9 in Ohio by TripAdvisor. Come play like a pro on these award-winning Donald Ross-designed courses. Enjoy a round with your kids and unwind with your favorite food and drinks in the grill room. For championship golf, look no further than your backyard. Mill Creek Golf Course.
And welcome back. Whoa. Sorry about that. Welcome back. A little feedback on the welcome back. We are here with Luke Starkey, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Luke. How's that feel?
Good, I guess.
Good, I guess.
I don't know.
Good, I guess, he says. Luke, we got to start where last year left off. A devastating injury left you on the sidelines, but here you are back. You never gave up on this team. You were always on the sideline, supporting everybody along the way. When you think about what you've been through to get back on the field, talk to me about that, what it means to you.
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, I really wanted to be on the field last year. I know I missed the state championship that whole season. It was a great season. I really wish I didn't miss it. But yeah, it means a lot to be back on the field.
So take us through the things that you had to do, like, PT, you had to, all these things that you had to do to strengthen yourself to get back on the field so this team can fight for another state championship. Take us through your mentality through the entire process.
Yeah, at first I was a little down and sad about it, but I think I took some pride later on as I got through the months and the weeks and all that time. I took some more pride in it.
So you say pride, right? That was it. How long was the process as a whole?
Like the recovery?
Yeah, 6 to 8 months, something like that?
Yeah, I'd say something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
so those 6 to 8 months, you said it was tough for you mentally, obviously physically, spiritually, from all of that aspects. What kept you going? Who kept you going?
I don't know. I'd probably say my parents. Mom and dad were pretty supportive.
Pretty supportive.
Yeah, I'd say my brother Jake. He helped me a lot too.
Not Drew though.
No, probably not.
No, of course not Drew. One of 3 boys, right? You're the middle one, obviously. Yeah. So the middle child always gets it's like awkward, right? Because like your older one gets everything first and your younger one gets everything last. You kind of get the hand-me-down. So when you're as the middle child, what are some of the advantages that you can sit there and tell your parents, hey, it's been really good being Luke Starkey on the way up?
I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like they might listen to me more, take me more serious than my other brothers.
Do they really? Are you the more serious one?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Hard to get more serious than than your older brother. I mean, like when you're talking about Jake, first off, he doesn't talk. Second, I'm not sure he knows where he is 90% of the time. But you're the serious guy, right? So like when there's serious conversations to be had with your brothers, are you the one that has to execute them?
Yeah, I mean, they don't take anything serious, really. So I just have to step in and take control of things.
How many times have you had to deflate Drew's head through baseball? Because he's a stud.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
He's a little cocky sometimes. I'd say that.
So who is Drew more like, you or Jake?
I don't know. He's I would say Jake, but Jake and Drew are not really alike at all.
No, they're spectrum. They're opposite ends.
He's not really like any of us.
So you guys are like you're all individualistic.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, so what side do you get your spirit, your spirit animal, if you will, from? Is it mom's side or dad's side?
I don't know. I'd say my dad. I think he's the more quiet one. My mom is she's more out there than usual. She's more like Jake.
It's a little more outgoing.
Yeah. That's
only until you get to know your dad. Then he's so outgoing. He's ridiculously outgoing. Like what wants to race you in Myrtle Beach outgoing.
Yeah.
From a standpoint of what you've been through, I know we're not going to spend all the time on the injury, but looking at what you've been through to step out on that field this year, right? Tell me you took a moment to yourself to realize how cool that was.
Yeah, I definitely did. You know, running out of the locker room in the Springfield game, I had to take that in. I tried to. Yeah, it was a big moment for me.
You guys are proving everybody wrong again. It's hard to believe that there's people that still doubt this team. Going into a game like Poland, right? There's a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, the comeuppance is coming." Now going into Girard, oh, here it comes. Like it feels eerily similar to last year. Yeah. How do you guys internalize that in the locker room as players?
I don't know. I think we take it as motivation, really, because people doubt us. We don't really like that, but we'll use it as motivation to take it out on the field and play hard on Fridays.
All right, so junior, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're a junior. Another year to season things up. You got another year to figure things out. As of right now, if college recruiters are out there, is there a sport you want to go out there and play? And here's your 30 seconds of fame, man. Pitch yourself. What they're going to get with Luke Starkey.
I think I'd like to play football in college if I get the chance. I would say probably not wrestling. I think wrestling would be it's just tough in college.
Yeah.
All the dieting and stuff like that.
Offense, defense, which way?
I'd say probably defense.
Okay.
Linebacker. Yeah.
So if there's a college out there, a college coach that's looking for a really good linebacker that does not blink in the face of adversity, this guy, Luke. See, that's how you cut a promo. It's like wrestling, right? You gotta get into it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not like your wrestling, like my wrestling, the WWE stuff. So, so from a standpoint of what you want to do in college, do you know what you want to study?
I have no idea yet.
No clue?
I have not really thought about it.
Favorite subject in school right now?
I'd say
lunch.
I'd say history.
History?
Yeah.
Why history?
I don't know. I just like learning about stuff that happened in the past. It just intrigues me a little bit.
What's your favorite thing to learn about? Like era?
I don't know. I like learning about I like the 60s, like that era.
60s?
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular reason?
I don't know. It was just a crazy time, like the Vietnam War and all that stuff. I thought it was pretty cool to learn about how people reacted to that and stuff.
I think it's crazy that you're learning about 9/11 in history class now, and I lived through it. It's kind of wild. All right, before we go, we've joked around with your brothers. We joked around about your folks, but in all seriousness, how much do they mean to you? I know you're a family guy. How much does your family mean to you?
A lot, I would say. I mean, my mom, she's my definitely my biggest fan. My dad is always trying to help me, support me, make sure I'm doing okay. Jake will send me like in two paragraph long texts before the games on Friday. He's like saying good luck and all that. So they're a big part.
And Drew looks
life.
up to you. I know that.
Yeah,
he's down on the sidelines with you. Is he not?
he is.
So how cool is that?
I mean, it's cool. Yeah.
You don't really see it. I mean, you don't.
I don't
really
really notice him. No, I don't look for him or anything. No.
So I'm thinking about this the other night. Sunday Night Football. I know you're not a Steelers fan, are you?
No, I'm a big Browns guy.
Okay, well, you're done. So I'm watching this game, and they had this conversation about J.J. Watt and how he texts T.J. Watt during the game. So when T.J. goes and checks his phone, there's like 500 text messages, right? I could not help but think of you guys, the Starkey brothers, as South Range's very own version of the Watt brothers. Because of what you guys have been through, how close you are, and things of that nature. So I hope that's a compliment as a Browns fan, but take it as it will. And he's still the best defensive player in football. So just the way I think of you. Yep. So, Luke, thank you so much for your time. Yep. Appreciate you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Starkey right here from Giangelo's. Back after this with more on the South Range Raiders Show.
Now you can see every school, to the smallest school, to the intermediate schools, to the schools in the outlying areas. It gives you coverage that you could just never get to before. It's something that's great to experience, and it's opened up a whole new wave of sports viewership. The possibilities are endless here at YSN. Push the envelope every day. Try something new. If it works, great. If it doesn't, well, let's try another angle, and we just keep moving forward. My name is Mike Ackelson, and my sports network is your sports network.
What can you do on over 5,000 acres? At Mill Creek Metro Parks, you can discover unique habitats and wildlife, create memorable family moments, experience history, heritage, and park programs, explore scenic landscapes, take time to relax and be well, connect with nature and each other. Come see what's new at Mill Creek Metro Parks. Plan your trip now at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Going the extra mile at Greenwood Chevrolet means taking care of our local customers.
And it's just a great feeling to put them in a vehicle and get them all excited about a new vehicle.
At the end of the day, our goal is to be someone our customers can count on.
And every day I'll go the extra mile for the community so they can trust us.
To do anything that would convenience the customer or make them feel more at home.
Realizing, number one, that we're here for them and that we're not going to go away.
That's what going the extra mile means, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Giangelo's here in Boardman. DJ Yoakley, joined by Andrew Bryan here, the junior for South Range. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Andrew. You don't have to give it up for yourself. I know it's awkward. It's like everybody clapping for you. Like, yeah, happy birthday. Andrew, let's start from the beginning. I mean, you guys are having one stellar year. Last year as a sophomore, you guys, again, win the state championship. Yeah. What did you learn from last year as an underclassman going into your junior year, technically an upperclassman, in the way you want to help lead this team?
Well, I feel like with our senior group last year, I think we took a lot from them because it's just like how big role models they were. So we learned how to be leaders and stuff like that for the lower classes above us, kind of. We just followed in their footsteps pretty much, I guess.
Is there anybody specifically that you looked at and said, hey, I really like the way they lead. I know they're leaving, so I got to fill those shoes?
Yeah, I think there definitely was a ton of leaders that I took a lot from, Billy, Shane, Chris. They all impacted us in a different way to step up.
So were you able to kind of pick and choose, build your own Lego set kind of deal of leadership? Yeah. And so what did you said Billy, Shane, and Chris. All right, let's start there. What did you take from Billy?
Billy, I just liked the way he played, I guess, on the field. I feel like he just played fearless and just I feel like he was always really positive a lot about stuff. Like whenever like we would do something bad, he would just move on to the next play.
Okay, Shane.
Shane, I think he has like one of the best work ethics I've ever seen. Like, I mean, so like we took a lot from him, like just how hard he worked and like how we can like just be as good as he did, like with his work ethic.
All right, and Chris.
Chris, well, since I took his position as center, like he's like helped me a lot for like, cause like we like text and stuff all the time about like, you know, like him giving me like tips for center stuff like that. So like he's helped me a lot to become better at that.
Does he give you tips on hair as well?
No, he doesn't.
He is proud of that flow,
Yeah,
man.
he is.
He just got a mullet and he's super proud of that. Then he had to cut it off real quick because
Yeah.
he realized it looked dumb.
Yeah,
So-
I wasn't a fan of it.
So, I mean, you say you talk to Colucci all the time, right? So what are some of the things that he's teaching you about that position of center? Because what people don't realize is even though, yes, you're the guy up there, you start the play. You're the
Yeah,
guy.
exactly.
It begins and really ends with you. Because
Yeah.
people, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're the guy that lines everybody up on the ball, like
Yeah, pretty
for the
much.
huddle and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, from that perspective, you have to, by very definition, you are the leader
Yeah.
of that offensive line. What did Fur tell you going into it?
He used to explain to me that like, you know, I'm the center of the line, so I have to like, you know, communicate with everyone, like just take control, and I have to make sure to not only know like what I'm doing, but what everyone else is doing in the play, and just make like any calls to like a certain, like I have to know defenses too, and he's kind of telling me through that as well.
All right, so you're the guy in the huddle. You're the guy that stands on
Yep.
a point and says, "Huddle up on me,"
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yep.
Who's the goofball that never is quiet in the huddle so people can hear the play?
I'd say it's definitely Cameron Carr. Yeah.
What I mean, like it shouldn't be a lineman, right? You guys got to know your
Yeah.
assignments.
I mean, it's usually he's just yapping about like something else.
Okay.
usually.
Who's the guy that's super serious in the huddle? That kind of makes everything a little bit tighter, a little bit more serious. Maybe yells "shut up" or one of those things.
I think that's probably Cam Acquisto.
Okay. Oh, so the
Yeah.
cams are
Yeah.
going opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Cam's the serious one.
Okay. So when Tristan took over the huddle this year, was there a moment that it was like he was very quiet, or like when Tristan comes into the huddle, do you know he's the guy?
Yeah, he's usually pretty good at like getting the calls in. So yeah, I like him. Yeah.
What's the funniest thing that ever happened in the huddle that the majority of us at home or on the broadcast would never know?
But it's probably Cameron Carr.
Okay.
Pulling game last, like he was like talking about Fortnite.
He was talking about Fortnite in the huddle.
Yeah.
Talk about laser focus. We're talking about
Yeah.
Fortnite. He's building blocks in the huddle.
Yeah, it was like third quarter.
What are, go ahead.
He just starts bringing up like Fortnite like dances and stuff. I guess.
That's better than I thought it was. I thought you guys were going to talk about farts or something like that. So when you guys are in the huddle and you've had some games, right? You
Oh,
look
yeah.
back at the Struthers game, the Lakeview game. When it's time to go, what's it like inside that huddle?
I feel like, honestly, it's not much different. I feel like we're not really like all tensed up. I feel like we're relaxed, kind of. 'Cause I feel
Carter
like-
still talk about Fortnite.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. We're all like when it gets down to like big moments, I feel like we're all confident enough in like ourselves and in each other to like get the job done.
Do you guys play better loose?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What gets? I mean, from your standpoint, what gets you mellowed out, calmed down, so you're not too hyped up for a game, or too high or too low?
I feel like that's just like preparation, maybe. So just like, you know, because usually like we're all like right before the game starts, you know, there's a ton of people jumping up and down, rowdy, stuff like that. So like we just got to understand like when it's time to, you know, we got to calm down first before we like run a play or something. So I think that works out well.
All right, let's get to know you a little bit off the field. If you are not playing football, where can we find you?
Probably like Chipotle, lifting somewhere.
You big
Probably.
lifter?
Yeah.
Okay. What things do you like to do that don't involve being physical? Play cards? I mean, what do you do?
I play cards every once in a while with my friends. Yeah.
What games?
Poker mostly.
Are you one of those guys? The underground poker clan from the Dominguezes?
I'll go like I'm not like an everyday.
Okay,
So
neither am
I'll
I.
go like every once in a while.
Randy just calls me over so he
Yeah.
can take my money. That's all. The only reason he
Yeah,
ever calls me.
I'm not very good at it either. I usually just go like for fun.
Okay,
Kinda.
fair enough. Do you have one of those little tchotchkes that they all have?
I don't.
Okay.
They all have it. Though.
They do. It's weird. I mean, it's cool, I think, but it's a little bit weird. Like, I feel like I'm the outcast when I don't have one. Like, I felt like putting, I don't know, something on the table just because. But when you play with me, I go all in every hand.
Yeah.
That's how we play.
Oh, yeah.
It throws Randy off like crazy. He gets so frustrated. If you are going to, let's say you were going to play another sport that's not football, what would you play and why?
Baseball.
Do you play baseball?
Yeah.
Okay, so a sport that you don't regularly play.
Okay. I used to play basketball, so I'd pick that, or I kind of think wrestling's cool, honestly.
Okay.
Like,
Don't say that too loud. They're like super recruiters. Those wrestling recruiters come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So give me basketball. Were you a big man or are you a shooter?
I was the big man.
You were a big man?
Yeah.
You like those layups, those bunnies?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you shoot the three?
No.
No. You're not even going to lie on camera. I see. I love it. That's why you got to love this kid. All right. Family life. What is it? Tell me about your family and why they're so important to you.
So I have a sister,
Okay.
a younger sister. She's in 8th grade.
Okay.
And my mom and dad, obviously. And I feel like they just like support me like through everything. And like even like when I'm down on myself, like they're like the person I can go to pick me up.
Let's give a shout out to your sister real quick. What's her name?
Lola.
Lola. Okay. Lola, shout out to you. And then mom and dad, I mean, you got a great work ethic. You're a very humble young man. Where do you get that from?
I feel like that's probably my dad, honestly, or even my mom, both of them. But my dad, like, he teaches me the most about like my mental, like not like so much physically, especially like my like mental, like side of it, I guess. Yeah, but just like being just confident in myself for the most part, and just like not getting like too high on like good plays, not getting too low on good ones. I guess stuff like that.
All right, so you've got one piece of the puzzle from mom and dad that you can pick from, and you get to use the rest of your life. What piece are you taking from dad? What piece are you taking from mom? What do you admire most about them?
So my mom, I feel like when it comes down to like sports and stuff, she has like a feisty personality, kind of like honestly, she's the one to like tell me before the game like to like go hit the other team hard.
Cut his head off.
Yeah, that's my mom. And then my dad, he's the one who like just tells me to like just be confident in myself, I guess, just believe in myself and just know that I can do anything I put my mind to.
So the confidence from your dad and then the psychopath from your mom. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to form it a little bit. Just trying to put it in there. Okay. So any ideas on what you want to do after school?
Kind of. I'd like to do something in the medical field, probably. My mom and dad, they both are in that area.
Okay.
Do
I mean,
something
anything
around there.
specific or just very general at this point?
Just general.
See, I opened that question up. I should have just stayed quiet. You want to be a doctor?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I learned this word last night. Anesthetist? Nope, not that. Nurse? Traveling nurse? I know they make a lot of money.
Yeah, my mom used to be a nurse, so yeah, that's definitely out there. Yeah.
Is playing any sport in your future in college? Is that something you'd be interested in if the right school came along?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Very cool.
I think football.
Baseball or football? Football.
I would probably say football is my
Okay.
first choice, but like unless like I have a better opportunity for one or the other. Like if I have a better baseball, I'll probably do baseball. But right now, like my number one would be football.
Very cool, young man. I'm a fan. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thanks for
Spend some time.
having me. Thank you.
Andrew Bryan. We'll be back right after this on your Sports Network.
As Comco celebrated 70 years in 2022, we have much to be thankful for. We are proud of the Comco culture as we serve our customers with Comco Care with our premier customer service, quality parts, and on-time delivery. The partnerships we have with our customers and our community are second to none. We thank you for your continued support. We are proud to be part of this community and will continue to offer great jobs for great people.
Change. This one word can make you break out in a cold sweat. But with change comes wisdom, experience, and understanding. At Myers Family Insurance, we can help make changes in Medicare, insurance, and retirement a positive experience for you and your family. We've gone through changes, like our new office and new faces to help our family of clients too.
For all your Medicare needs, call Myers Family Insurance. Check us out online at MyersFamilyINS.com or find us on Facebook.
Your culinary adventure awaits at Legends Food and Drink. Experience a welcoming ambiance while you explore our appetizing menu featuring over 20 meals under $20 and over 30 lunches for $12 or less. Our private dining room seat between 10 and 20 at no additional cost. And don't forget our spacious 35-seat bar for your favorite sporting event. Book your special occasion in our elegant banquet room that seats up to 150 comfortably. Legends Food and Drink, a taste you'll remember. Market Street and Route 224 in Boardman.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Giangelo's here in Boardman for the South Range Raiders show. We'll conclude tonight with one of my favorites, a guy that I know, love, and admire. Ladies and gentlemen, the junior, Dylan Smesko. All right, Smes, your first time doing this.
Yep.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay, so I can take that. So you guys talk about these things. I know you do group chats, and listen, I've got Colucci, so I've got all the blueprints on what you guys do, okay? So what do you guys talk about? Like, what do you think about when you're coming up and doing one of these interviews? Like, I know you're a little bit nervous. Like, man, what's Yoakley going to ask me this week? Like, is he going to talk about my mom? We know he's going to talk about my mom and dad. We know he's going to ask us who our role models are. Like, what things are you guys think is going to come your way?
Yeah, I don't really know. Just like anything, like favorite foods, just.
I'm not the Gatorade guy, right? We've got one guy that asks everybody their favorite Gatorade. That's not me, okay? What's your favorite Gatorade?
The white one is like cherry or something.
White cherry.
Yeah, white cherry.
Very good choice.
Yeah.
Very good choice. See, the art of interviewing is you got to trip people up, right? You got to get them to get those real answers. All right, you've been a vital part of this team. We interviewed the entire linebacking core here tonight, basically. This team's very special, and you guys are very close-knit. How does that happen? Is that something that there has to be people that kind of knit the stitches together, or I guess stitch the stitches together, or is it just you guys follow from great leadership from your coaches and your leader or your teachers and your families that they go and they tailgate together and things of that nature? Does that make it easier to be closer, to have that culture of winning that South Range has had over the last 50 some years?
Yeah, I think the just good role models and just following from being a freshman and watching the seniors coming up to now, just how they are with each other, and all through the summer with doubles and lifting, and just seeing how they mingle with each other, it really helps.
When did you realize that you were going to be a vital leader on this squad this year?
I think we all knew we had big shoes to fill, so I think we were all expecting we had to be leaders and step it up.
So when you're thinking about your leadership, what you bring to the table, what is it?
Probably my speed. I think I'm one of the faster guys. And yeah, I think that's.
You get to that outside, you're dangerous, man. That boundary is your best friend. You zoom down that sideline. A lot of fun to watch. All right, so 82. That's your number. Is that by choice or by happenstance?
Yeah, it was left when I was a freshman, and I just stuck with it. There's really no.
You just said, "Hey, I like 82. I'm going to own it."
Yep.
Very cool. So there's no. I was gonna. I killed my question. It's like, is there a hero or anything like nothing? 82 is you, and that's it.
Yep.
So if somebody came up and said, "Hey, 82's ripped. We're going to give you another jersey," you're cool with it?
I mean,
you like
maybe.
it now.
I like it.
You like the 80. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about your role on the team. I mean, I know you're a speedster. And I know there's a lot of guys with a lot of speed on this team. Is it for you guys? It feels like every time somebody gets the ball, there's a completed pass, you guys are happy for that other person, no matter who gets it. Walk me through how you do that. One ball. I mean, when you have so many superstars on one team, you see it happen all the time in college football and in pro football. There's two dogs, one bone. How are you guys constantly happy for the other guys?
I mean, we just want to celebrate with each other. I mean, it's always fun playing emotional and celebrating. We always want to, run up to the guy, see who's there quick enough, and everyone get hats to the ball on offense and defense.
If you were not playing football, what are you doing?
Probably in my hot tub, or in my room.
Hot tub.
Yeah.
Just rehabbing the body or prehabbing or whatever that you call it nowadays.
Yeah. Just chilling.
Just chilling. All right. So. Are you you feel like you're that chill personality, like that mellow guy? Like we've got a lot of guys that are up here, right? You talk about Shane Lindstrom. You talk about, even Luke Starkey. I'm not going to go that far. Luke's kind of like down here. Just make sure. So on your kind of algorithm, what do you do to relax?
Probably like play video games or just watch some college football.
Who's your team in college football?
Ohio State.
Okay, so Ohio State Notre Dame just happened. Were you on the edge of your seat?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah?
watched the final seconds.
Okay, who's your pro team?
I mean Steelers, but
yes. You're now my favorite, by the way. You just went straight to the top. Smesko 82. Number 1 is at number 82. That's where we're at. All right, so from your standpoint, when you watch college football, professional football, how is it different than what you guys do on a regular basis? Do you feel it's a different game? Is it just the speed, or what is it?
I mean, pro football is obviously a little faster, but just watching it and watching like our games and practices, I mean, it looks pretty similar. I mean, they might run a different defense and stuff, but
who do you model your game after? If we were picking a pro and we said, hey, that looks a lot like Dylan Smesko, if you put an 82 on him.
I don't really have anyone. I mean, I don't know.
Nobody?
Not really.
Okay. What about college? Anybody in college that you really like, hey, I can be that guy?
You
are a unicorn, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's like just watching everyone, all the fast guys.
We can appreciate that. All right. Now it's that time in the show where we have to talk about your role models. Let's talk about them. Who's got you to this point in your life, and well, you want to give them a shout out?
It's got to be my parents. I mean, they raised me. I mean, they're really hard workers and everything. So, yeah, there's good role models and everything.
What's mom and dad? What do they do?
My dad is a podiatrist, and my mom is like an advisor for an online schooling company.
Okay, so we'll do the same question we just did. Take a piece out of the puzzle. Oh, look, he knew it was coming. All right, what piece do you want from mom? What piece do you want from dad?
For my mom, definitely the athleticism. Yeah, for my dad, probably the smarts.
The smarts and the athleticism. I like mom like that one. Everybody likes that one. All right, let's get down to nitty gritty. What do you want to do? You get out of school. What's your ideal dream job?
Definitely go to college, and I think cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
So, yeah, it looks pretty cool. So
just protect ysnlive.com, please. Just stop the hackers.
Yeah.
They're all coming from Russia, from China. They're all coming from there. Okay, so stop them at all costs. Why cybersecurity?
I really like technology, and I didn't really want to do like computer science, and yeah, cybersecurity. I looked into it. I mean, it looks pretty cool. So
okay,
give it a shot.
So like, if the United States is getting hacked, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Smesko's got our back. That's what we're saying here. You're going to be the guy.
Hopefully,
you're stopping Anonymous or whatever they are. You're going to cut them down. I love it. Hey, if there's anybody that could protect this country, cyber, it's this guy. It's this guy. It's 82, the fastest dude on the block. One last question, because I know you didn't prepare for it. You've got $1 million. $1 million. You can only spend it one place, and you can't give any change back. What are you spending it on?
Probably into a lake house.
A lake house?
Mm.
Where?
Lake Michigan.
Lake where?
Michigan.
Are you allowed to say that as an Ohio State fan?
You know, I don't know. You know, that's one place where, I mean, I like it. I love Michigan, but just the state.
There's going to be somebody at Girard that cuts out that little part that says, I love Michigan. They're going to play it in their locker room over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Smesko, give it up for him. That is going to do it for the show tonight. Thank you to Giangelo's, to Frank and Lynn and everybody here, and for South Range for always coming out. They make it such an inviting place. If you want to come out Tuesday, 7 o'clock, right here at Giangelo's of Boardman. Good night, everybody.